Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Rotary Club of Hall County, Georgia, and Rotary District 6910. Today's program is the immediate past Rotary.
Well, okay, we're going to go ahead and, as I said, get started. So I'm not sure. Kim Waters was going to lead us in our invocation and pledge, and I know she's having some difficulty getting on right now.
She's coming back in right now.
Okay. All right, there she is. Yay. Hey, Kim. Let's see. Hey, Kim. Don't you just love technology?
I do.
I mean, this really tests our patience sometimes. Kim, are you there? All right. Well, David, since she's trying to get there, would you mind go ahead and leading us in our invocation and our pledge, please?
I sure will, Diane. If you would bow with me for prayer. God in heaven, we thank you for this day that you've given us. We thank you for all of your blessings, and we pray that you would just guide this club and continue to keep us strong. Help us to serve in the community and do your will in the process. In God's holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And I was trying to get the flag out there. Don't have it up, but if you'll just join with me, we'll pretend there's a flag there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, David.
And you wanted a picture up today. When did you want it up?
Why don't you go ahead and put it up now? I think that'll be fun.
Okay. How's that? Has that got it up for you?
Does anybody know what this is? Other than you, Al, you can't tell. Al knows. Anybody else know what this is, the night that this was?
It's our charter night.
Yay, yes.
Oh, really?
That was June the 2nd, 2009. So y'all, we are into our 11th year of service. That was a fun night, and it was a special night. Kim Waters is there also. She's one of our charter members, but it was a very fun night. So we've come a long way, and we've got a long way to go. But it's been a fun 11 years. But today is a special day. Guess whose birthday it is? Dick Cheeks. Happy birthday.
It's Barack Obama's.
Yeah, everybody, let's sing happy birthday to Dick.
Have my own birthday hat on.
Okay, here we go. Happy birthday
to
you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. This is asynchrony.
Bravo. No encore.
Well, we hope you have a special day. Does anybody else have anything happy things that they would like to share with each other? And nobody's happy?
Well, I'm happy. I'm in Florida. I've been here for about 3 weeks. I'll be here for another 3 weeks. Just getting some things done. So, I'm pretty happy to be in Florida. New scenery.
Yeah.
Beach.
Okay. All right.
I'm happy to be back at Rotary and be with you all. I took the whole month of July off from Rotary. I have been doing, Kim will attest to it, 5 to 7 Zoom calls a day, 6 and sometimes 7 days a week. And I decided that I was going Zoomless for the month. I did 2 Zooms with this club when we met, 1 Zoom with some staff at Rotary, and the other one was with my family. And I feel so much better and rested over it.
Well, we thank you for all your service, David. You have been a blessing to Rotary and to our club. Al?
Last week I mentioned that Connor graduated school, and so we had some fun this morning. Connor is, he's freaking out. He's like, well, I don't have a job. What am I supposed to do? Where's my career? And goes on and on and on and on. I go, hey buddy, it's been 10 days. What are you worried about? So this morning we had a follow-up, and we had a nice coffee with coffee water with John, and we had a really good conversation about, Connor's direction, what he's going to do. Which, a million thanks, John. That was. It's fun to listen to a 23-year-old, think about his life and his next decisions. It's like, don't overplan this thing, buddy. So that was cool.
Oh. And anybody else?
Well, I do have to admit that I am happy to take another trip around the sun. So always happy for another birthday. And my wife recently had one of those big birthdays with the 0 at the end. So we had fun celebrating her.
Oh, well, tell her happy birthday.
I will.
Belated birthday. Well, Al has another happy moment that we are going to do our first Zoom induction. So this is history in the making for the Rotary Club of Hall County. Al, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Thanks, President Diane. So fellow Rotarians, it's our responsibility as every Rotarian. We talk about, hey, just bring one to recruit quality members, retain, our heart, our soul for others, and continue to, build, measure, and improve to fit our local needs, our international communities, and extend the spirit of Rotary. I'm very excited about today. We have one induction, and Mickey Hyder Jr. is in the waiting on deck for a couple meetings away. But just think about all the impact that Rotary has had on our professional and personal lives, the things we've learned, the relationships that we've had, and certainly some memories. I had some really fun memories too. But today I'm very excited to induct my dear and close friend, one of the smartest people I know, John Mitchell. He's been selected into membership. We've gone through the process, and because our fellow members believe in you and your worthy representation, and you possess amazing qualities. And it's interesting, and it's like, you never, do you know your fellow Rotarian? And I'm still going to say we don't. And we all continue to learn more about each other, as was evident this morning, John, at coffee. But man, you're an amazing fellow and possess qualities, and I think you'll be an amazing person in our community, exemplify in the public image, in business and social and private, in the true spirit of Rotary. Rotary is a service club with each member adhering to the motto, service above self. In addition to service, you have a benefit of strong bonds of friendship, not only with members of this club, but Rotarians worldwide. You're joining an organization of approximately 1.2 million members in over 33,000 clubs located in 200 countries. By virtue of our membership in this club, you will be welcomed into the fellowship of Rotary Club around the world. And as I've mentioned in the past, as we have families, or as any of us travel any place, and if any of us ever needed any help, I promise you the very first order of business is to find a Rotarian, find a Rotary Club. And I know the same would be true as if somebody reached out for us and help, and they're in Gainesville, Georgia, or in the area, we would all just say, okay, what can we do? And so you also have that, John, and I know your daughters and your wife will have at least a little bit of an extra safety net, especially as you travel. I encourage you to increase your knowledge about Rotary. We have a Red Badge program. We have Kim Reichling has been really good at getting you started on getting your bio put together, and I'm so excited about that. You've got your new care package as a new member hand delivered this morning, and a borrowed FedEx package, so it's very safe. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you into the Rotary Club of Hall County. Inside of your package, you've got a Rotary pen. I can't make a pen, but inside you've got one. Wear that as a symbol. It is one of two most recognized symbols in the world, next to the Red Cross. And as you wear that proudly, any place that you go, I promise you, you will have extraordinary individuals and people that will come to you and say, "You're a Rotarian," and it will mean something. That pin does mean something. I'm so excited for you to join our club, and charge that you are joining one of the a club, as I would say, is invited into my home. I think I've already given you my garage code, and I love every member of the club, and we and heartfelt. It is a great place to be. So welcome, John. If we would, let's give a virtual clap and welcome John Mitchell into Hall County Rotary.
Thanks, Al. Thanks.
You bet. And we'll be doing your 5-minute talk here in the near future once we get through this. And so welcome aboard, John.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Al.
You bet. President Diane.
Okay. Welcome, John.
Thanks, Diane.
We're thrilled to have you in the club, and please never hesitate to call upon any of us. I'm sure that if not in your packet, Co-President Al will get you a roster. I'm not sure if that's on our website or not, but we always want you to feel free to reach out to any of us.
Okay, thank you.
We have a very special program today. Jerry Shedbolt is our club service director, and Jerry's going to share with us the many service opportunities and fundraising opportunities that we have within our club. And in order to make all of these successful, it's going to require each of us to step up to the plate and serve, which is really our motto in Rotary: service above self. So, Jerry, I am going to turn the program over to you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And good morning, everyone. Still morning time. So, David, sharing my screen here. I just hit this green button, I assume.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's working.
All right, good. So what I'd like to do is first off, thank our quad presidents, I guess, for guidance and direction on this as a newbie in the club. This was all, y'all are connected with folks that I'm not. So all I did was organize the information y'all gave me. So I appreciate it. So what we'd like to do today, I appreciate everybody being on. The best way not to get voluntold to volunteer is to actually be here and pick what you'd like to do. So our goal today is actually to briefly review the initiatives that the board approved for 2020 and start putting folks, assigning people to these particular projects to make sure we get it done. And what we want to avoid is a cluster of 5 people or 6 people doing everything. So we'd like to spread out the work amongst all of our members. So again, thank you guys for being on the call today. So if there are no objections, I'll just go down the line to each one of these. The first one being the Christmas wreath sales. This is, I guess, traditionally the biggest fundraiser the club does. And the lead folks on this would be Dick, Sam, Lona, and Todd. And of course, I'll help on each one of these. Any objections from Dick, Sam, Lona, or Todd leading this particular fundraiser?
No objection here.
All right. So what we're looking at is an individual member goal of 15 wreaths per person. And club goal will be raising at least $10,500 this winter. So any objections to that number of wreaths? Okay, we'll leave it at 15 then. So a raffle we want to do in the spring to raise up to $5,000 or more And the individual member goal would be to sell $200 per person worth of raffle tickets. And Sonia, I don't know if you volunteered for this or not, but I got your name next to it. Any objections to helping me with this project, Sonia? I'll take no response as a yes. A quick yes.
Sorry, no, I'm good. I was just muted.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And then, Diane, if you can talk about, we're going to change the name of this, I believe. The Buns and Roses program will be our spotlight program or whatnot for the Rotary Club this particular year. So would you mind taking a few minutes to explain what that vision is for this program?
Sure. Well, first of all, the idea came from a project that was out in Texas that a client of mine had or participated in. And this is really where they go to a tea party. Usually it's made up of, mostly women, and local authors come in, they promote their books, and because it's really about romance, that's how they obtain the name Buns, talking about your buns, Buns and Roses. Ours is going to be a little bit different. And this is going to be a signature project. There is nothing like this in North Georgia that we've been able to find. But what we will do is that we will have local authors come in. We will sell tables. We're also going to do a mystery dinner. Ours is going to be more around a mystery books, so that we can include both women and men. Have a little wine, a little bar set up. So we have a lot of details that we've got to work through, but because there's not anything like this in North Georgia, we really want to jump on the wagon pretty fast. But I know that we have it down for our fall timeline, Jerry. We're going to have to push that out to the spring. This is going to take a lot of planning. We, got to work with the authors and so forth, set a date. So I just don't see that, particularly with the social distancing and COVID right now. I don't see that we could really do that before the end of the year. But so it's going to require a committee to do this. So I'm looking for volunteers. It is going to be a fun event. We will do it on Saturday night, and probably it would be held, I would think, at the Civic Center. But again, we're going to be working through those details.
Thank you, Diane. Is there anyone on this call or this Zoom that would like to be on that committee, or would you like to volunteer someone that's not here that you think would do a good job?
Well, I just saw a chat from Elizabeth Burnett, and she said she would love to serve. So that is wonderful.
I would like to serve on that too, Diane.
Oh, great. Thanks, Linda.
Okay.
All right.
How many people do you think we need, Diane? This is going to be a lot.
I am pleased even with the core group, the 3 that we have right now. Of course, it's probably going to take the entire club when it gets right down to it, because we're going to have to sell tickets, seats, so forth. But we have a great core group right here, but we can go through others. And then if there's somebody that wants to come back to this, that, after you've gone through all the others, we would be happy with whatever number.
Okay, great. And once that committee convenes, once we get together, we'll talk about the club goal and the individual member goal relative to this project. And you guys notice this eye-popping red out here. These will be our status indicators, and I'll keep a running tally on these. We will use this to indicate whether we're on target or not. So if we're ahead of schedule or on schedule, the status for a particular project will be green. And if we're behind, it'll be red, and then we'll know we need to address those collectively. So obviously they'll all be red now because we haven't started anything yet. That makes sense to everyone? Okay, the Georgia Mountain Food Bank Bowl Painting Party and the luncheon. These look like these are fall events and will be somewhat dependent upon the coronavirus with the gathering of folks. But Lisa and Janine were picked to lead this particular activity, the painting party. Is everybody comfortable with those folks?
Jerry?
Yes, ma'am.
Jerry, I would like to say that last year, if you remember, when we had our bowl painting party, I invited my investment group that came, and I think they were 10 plus. And so this year they've elected to do that again. So they're doing it at my home on the 21st, 20th or 21st of this month. They're bowl painting. And how they're doing that now from the food bank is they are sending you a box of bowls and paints versus, you know, hosting a party. And we're just going to set up in the garage and paint the bowls and then of course drop them back off to them. They won't have anybody instructing it or anything, but we're going to do it. And we, you know, that number can also be counted toward our Rotary Club, since we're not really a service organization. We're just doing it because we had such a good time last year. So just to give you an update to that.
Perfect. Thank you. That's good to know.
And
So-
of course, we can add the Rotarians if anybody wants to attend. We can, you know, we'd be happy to add anybody if you'd like.
Okay. So that's on schedule as far as we know.
It's on my calendar for my investment club that will represent the Rotary Club as well.
Awesome.
I have
Thank
a
you.
question, Jerry.
Sure.
So if that's how they're doing it this year, could we possibly talk about, if the numbers could start going back down, of having another social event like we had out at Don Carter and do the project like Lona's doing it at her home?
In addition to, David?
Well, have another social, well, Lona's just having her investment group. I'm talking about the club members doing it.
Sure.
In the form of an outing where we socially distance for the change of gavel, have our meal and paint bowls. That might be something that you could consider in the mix.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think the actual luncheon, I don't see our involvement there. I think it's virtual this year, is it not? So maybe we don't even have to line item 9. Maybe it won't happen.
So I don't think the luncheon is happening, but they may actually be gathering bowls for the next time that it is live. So it may be worth a follow-up to the Georgia Mountain Food Bank to find out, you know, what they're doing with the bowls. But I do like David's idea for when we are able to gather again. We are experiencing a slight decline this week. It's still very, very high. We are not at a point where we can recommend gatherings yet, but we are seeing a little bit of a dip. So it gives us the idea that we may be able to see gatherings in our future. So I think it's a great thought.
So maybe that's something that we could look towards, let's say the end of September, and it would be cooler a little bit at that time.
Okay. I'll put that.
Yeah, I think I've been getting correspondence because I made a donation last year, but the bowl painting is probably a good activity. And I don't think as Sonia said, we'll use the bowls. They're not going to set them out on a big table at the Baptist church this year. So exactly where they go, maybe it's next year's program. But I think the luncheon is either going to be a box lunch arrangement or not even a luncheon. They're going to do the fundraising, the auction online, virtual. So I don't think there'd be any gathering at the Baptist church there for any involvement from our club members, like last year when we served the food.
Okay.
We probably need to talk to someone over there about, what their actual plans are.
Online, it says they're delivering boxed lunches and the hand-painted bowls.
And when does this take place? The luncheon typically?
Says Tuesday, September 22nd.
Yeah, September 22nd is the actual auction and all that. So we don't have a whole lot of time
Okay.
for bowl painting.
Okay.
Jerry, this Kim again. Since you've passed over the raffle, can I make a suggestion to the club? We had it 2 years ago. Lisa McCormick did a bang-up job with that, and maybe we want to sort of pencil her in next to Sonia, because Lisa has, she did all the ticket printing and all that stuff, so she would know the ins and outs of that, how that works. It's just a suggestion. So Lisa McCormick might want to help Sonia with that if there's no objection to putting her in there. I just think her experience with it would be a benefit.
I'll take her.
Yeah, she did a jam-up job for us, and we raised a lot of money, and then she left the club and has come back, of course, but her experience there would be invaluable to that committee.
That'd be great. Sign her up.
And maybe I can recommend, and Lisa, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but Lisa Warwick has a really good relationship through the foundation with the Mountain Food Bank. Maybe Lisa can kind of be our, can be a third on that team to kind of keep us updated on whether we can do those bowl paintings this fall, or, what's our plan. Just so it doesn't get lost.
Thanks, Lisa.
And Lona, can I reach you offline to talk about the timing for this bowl painting for a social event?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you guys. So we've got the painting. Sounds like we'll get a group together socially in addition to the work Lona's doing, and I'll touch base with her. We'll be in a holding pattern on the luncheon until we find out more information. Ringing the bell for Salvation Army. I've always wanted to do that and I've never had a chance. Ralph Taylor and Paige Patterson. Anyone else interested in leading that?
I'd be happy to help. Ralph has the contacts with the Salvation Army, and then it's just a matter of scheduling people for certain time slots. So put Kim in there.
Okay.
I'll bring the Christmas music and the service dog.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sugar Hill Elementary book donation, Diane.
Yes, and that's from our speaker books. If also you would add New Holland Academy, where we'll be donating books to them as well. Each week we'll donate a book to them and to New Holland.
Not sure if I'm spelling that right, but okay. So this is going on now, so we would consider this green. Okay, the mentoring at Sugar Hill Elementary.
Jerry, if I could interrupt just a second, we have 2 Kims in the club. You might want to go back up there and put Kim R on that one so we know which Kims we're talking about.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, we've got Lisa and Sonia with the mentoring. And is it reasonable to have each member mentor one student?
I think we may need to reach out to Linda Martin on that. I'm not sure how that's going to work right now.
Okay.
So Linda might give us some guidance.
Yeah, maybe we should.
I'm trying to get unmuted. Let me talk to Ms. Deaton, because they're really not wanting people in the building. But we could set up something, what I'm thinking, is we could set up something virtually, have a child come in the library and log into a computer, and you could and Zoom with them. But let me talk with Miss, because certainly we have a lot of children who need mentoring. They need to see something outside of their small little world. So let me talk with Miss Deaton and see how we can make this work.
Okay,
Would
thank
we,
you.
another question, would we merge this with Career Day? Or, you know, some of us come each year and do the Career Day there?
Right, do
for
Career
half a
Day.
day?
Career Day is going to be in the spring, and I have no idea what the spring's going to bring. I will speak with Miss Bayonne, our counselor, and see what she's thinking about for that, and how Career Day is going to work.
Yeah, that might be a better club activity than mentoring. I don't know. I don't want to get this sheet so full of things to do, but that always seems to be very rewarding for us and for the students.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So Linda, will you take point on this and swing back around to me and to Lisa?
Sure.
Okay, that'd be great.
Thank you.
May I apologize for stepping in. May I ask a question, make a comment quickly?
Please.
With the mentoring and adults working with students, is there anything in place that kind of gives guidelines on appropriate mentor relationships, or even kind of stewards, being good stewards of children, that would be a part of that? I've just been a part of too many organizations where there's been some pushback against adults working with children and doing that in a healthy and appropriate way. So I'm just curious if there's even just a one sheet, something that could be given to our group members to say, this is what mentoring is and this is what it is not.
I believe Ms. Bayonne has something like that in place.
Okay.
And Rotary, the district has a Rotary Youth Protection Act that is actually in place that we could share also with our membership.
Okay, thank you.
Good point.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth. I don't think we should just jump right in without training for our leaders.
Right, we need some training. Exactly. Okay.
Very good. The 4-way essay test or essay contest. So the group, we talked about 10 student submissions. Is this still scheduled for the spring? Anyone have any background?
As far as I know, it is still scheduled for the spring. The last time we had more than 10 submissions, so that the judges had a larger pool to choose from. I think we had about 20 last time.
Oh, wow. All right, so should we bump that up to 25?
Sure.
Perfect, thank you. And we'll cross that bridge closer to the spring?
Yes.
All right. Sugar Hill Elementary Grant, mental health. I believe this is currently going on now, Diane, is that?
Well, we have been approved for the grant. We have not received the grant monies, which will be, I think, towards the end of the month. So again, I'll need to get with Linda how we execute this project. But we have been approved.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Okay, Interact Club at East Hall. Joining vaping or mental health projects with our Rotary Club. So something that our hospital engaged with the county school district last year was vaping. I heard from multiple athletic directors that that's a huge issue that they needed the hospital's help with. So this is something that we had talked about doing with the East Hall Interact Club, and I believe Interact is the student version of Rotary, if I'm not mistaken. Am I
correct?
Here. So we need probably a committee to see what opportunities are available related to vaping and or mental health. What I hear from the parents with the schools with the kids being home as their kids are having mental health issues and whatnot. So I don't think COVID helped a whole lot with the students' mental health. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there, but we probably need more than Beth, Elizabeth, and myself on this committee.
I just saw a chat from Paige Patterson. She would like to participate on that.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Very good. Sacred Roots support. This one we had talked about. I don't think, is Sam on the Zoom?
I don't think so.
Earlier. This one's a little tricky, I think, because of the nature of being discreet and not advertising per se that we're working with this group. It's my understanding they try to keep this relatively quiet. So we need to get with Sam and see what those opportunities are for us to help. Sonia, I think you had a little background on this. Would you mind sharing what we've done in the past? If you're not on mute. Is Sonia still with us?
Jerry, this is Kim.
Background.
Yeah, the Sacred Roots was mostly labor intensive. We were first landscaping and cleaning up the premises. Then we built a bedroom for the resident advisor, and we built a greenhouse. And so 4 or 5 of us were handy with tools, put a lot of man hours into that location. My understanding is they've been forced off of there or out from there. And so I don't know what Sam has up his sleeve in terms of getting workers out to construct things and make it livable, inhabitable. I don't know any more than that. So if there's projects to be done, then usually we can get 4 or 5 folks together on a weekend and go out there and help them out. So that's sort of what we've done in the past. So we spent, I think in the first year, over 100 hours combined time out there between club members and spouses and children.
Okay.
But that's before they have residents. So now that they have women there, it makes it a little more difficult to, I think, to work on the premises without them site.
I would probably like to recommend that maybe we get Sam to do a meeting just as an update of what he can and can't share, of course. But I think we're kind of lost because we're not sure what's going on. So maybe we should put him on our program calendar, get him to host a meeting, and that kind of will give us an idea of how we can move forward with him. I think right now we're just kind of
guessing,
limbo.
Yeah, I will coordinate with Sam on that. Would you want me to do that, Jerry, or you want to?
I'll reach out to Sam. I don't mind doing it.
Okay. All right, great, perfect.
Thank you for the idea, Lona. Do you have a date, or Diane offline, can you share a date that's available where he'd be able to speak to the group?
I will do that. I'll send that over to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Sugar Hill Career Day. We talked about, Linda's gonna look into that. Hunger.
We just checked. Ms. Bayonne is at lunch right now, but I'll check and get back with you.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, Hunger Action Month. Diane, you're more in tune to this than I am. Maybe a change in gears. Do you want to share that with the group?
Yes. The board discussed at our last board meeting that we were going to participate in a program that the district was offering. It was a dollar for dollar match. We were going to also participate with the city of Gainesville, or not the city of Gainesville, the Gainesville Rotary Club. Last night about 9 o'clock, an email came through from the district, and they've had a change of plans. They were not sure if this program was going to be extended into September. They really do not know if that's going to be the case. But what I did do yesterday on behalf of the board, because it was suggested that since we have such a good working relationship with the food bank here in Hall County, that we wanted to make sure that if we participated in this other program, that it was through the blessing of them. what I did find out is that we could offer basically the same type service opportunity to our members at no cost through the food bank here in North Georgia. Kay Blackstock has said that we could set up as, you know, we could go to any of the schools. They have a number of churches that they have set up that the local communities come and participate. We could even, she said that there's even an opportunity should the hospital have employees that have need to, you know, for their families for food, they, you know, possibly set up at the hospital. So there's so many opportunities within our area. We had originally scheduled for September the 2nd. I would have to get with, or somebody would have to get with Kay to make sure that that date would still be available. I have not talked to the Gainesville Club, Bill Hall, the president, to share all this information. He is going to give me a call this afternoon, but it's still, I believe that we should work through our local food bank. September is Hunger Action Month, so how fitting would that be to participate as well during the month of September. So it's a pretty exciting program, and I hope that we would continue to support that, and it will also give us an opportunity to participate with our fellow Rotarians in the Gainesville Club. And it'll take about, Kay said maybe it's a 2-hour to distribute 350 families, and you need about 15 volunteers. We can do that between the two clubs.
Okay, thank you, Diane. If you can send me Kay's contact information offline, and whoever the president is of the other Rotary Club, maybe the four of us, Diane, can get on a call and work to organize this.
Okay.
So can I put you and I down there, Diane?
Sure.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is create a dashboard that we can show maybe at each meeting, whether we are virtual or in person at some point, relative to the goals, so we can track that on a dashboard. So what we'd like to do when these core folks get together for each project is determine, you know, how many folks we'd like to participate or how many hours. And that way we can distribute that need out to our members, and then we can put a team together for each of our initiatives. And we also talked about establishing individual member service hours, like a goal. I think what we can do, and my plan would be, if no one objects, to send an email out to everyone that's going to be on these groups collectively, ask them to communicate with each other, determine or ballpark how many hours of prep and actual work would need to be done. And then based on what that number ends up being with all the initiatives, we can bring that to the full group and ask that each person do a certain amount of hours to be able to get this work done, rather than just kind of grabbing a number out of the sky like 25 hours. You know, let's see how many hours are needed or projected to do the work, and then base that on the information we come up with, if there are no objections to that. All right. So I believe that's all I've got, Diane. I appreciate the time. Unless anyone has any questions and or comments, the next steps will be I'll reach out to the members of these leads for each initiative, and we'll determine next steps.
Okay, great job, Jerry. Yay.
I appreciate everybody's input and everybody's willingness to help.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, as you can see, Jerry's put a tremendous amount of effort and time into making sure that we make a difference in our community. So thank you, Jerry, for your work on that. I would encourage that we engage our new members, John and Eric. This is a great way to really learn more about Rotary and the good work that we do within Rotary. So I encourage you to think about which committee that you would like to participate in, and let us know. We always like to give the members buy-in, but I can assure you on that Buns and Roses project, I don't know what the name of that's going to be, but we're going to be calling everybody on that one. So, but again, thank you, Jerry. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to Jerry or any of the co-presidents. Well, with that, that was a great meeting. I hope everyone has a safe, healthy, and fabulous week. Next week, I'm trying to remember if we're meeting. What is our program? David, do you
August
know?
11th, we will be hearing Charlene Hall speaking on the Coins for Alzheimer's Trust, the CART Fund.
And she's a great speaker, so I would encourage everybody to be on that call. That'll be a great program. Okay, well, Lona, would you lead us in our 4-way test?
I'll be happy to. Of the things we think, say, and do. 1, is it the truth? 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And 5, for Don Crane, is it fun?
Is it fun? Thank you. Have a great week, everybody.